Hello, and welcome to another episode of the show where today I want to talk about Naruto. Now, Naruto is one of my favorite shonen anime. I picked it up in 2017 during my final year of high school, and instantly it became one of my favorite shows during that time, and something that definitely brought me great joy during my miserable final year of high school. Yeah, I love Naruto, love the story, love the characters. As a matter of fact, here is me cosplaying as an Akatsuki member during the second convention that I ever attended. Actually bought the cloak and the headband on site. I came in wearing normal clothing, and then I saw that they were on sale at a really good price, so I bought them on the spot and wore them for the entire convention. So what I want to do today is I want to actually talk about the characters in Naruto. Now, I thought about listing like my top 10 or top 20 favorite characters, but then I was like, where's the fun in that? So, what I did was I took a March Madness style tournament and basically went on my anime list and looked up the 32 most popular characters from Naruto by most favorites, and I put them in a March Madness style tournament to determine who the best character is, and this is that bracket. So there you go. That is the bracket that I came up with, sorting them into a March Madness style. Now, one thing to note is that this is only characters from Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, so no characters from Boruto will be included in this tournament. These are just the 32 most popular characters from the Naruto and Naruto Shippuden animes. And as you can see, we've got two sections into, well, we've got two brackets, each into four sections. And the blank template, feel free to use it to come up with your own tournament winner. And, well, let's get started, shall we? All right, so round one kicks off with our first bracket, Block A. We have our number one, Naruto Uzumaki, versus number 32, Haku. And in what is a no brainer, Naruto, the title character and the protagonist, goes over Haku. Moving on, at number 17, we've got Orochimaru taking on number 16, Deidara. Now, I love Deidara, criminally underrated character. His battle with Sasuke was great. Definitely doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. But I mean, Deidara versus Orochimaru in what is an upset, I'll take Orochimaru over Deidara. When Orochimaru made his first appearance in the original Naruto series, it was instantly menacing. I actually happened to meet Steve Bloom, the English VA of Orochimaru, in person 2 years ago, and hearing that voice in person sent shivers down my spine. So Orochimaru advances to round two. Moving on to our B block. We've got our number 9, Hinata Hyuga, versus number 24, Tamari. Gonna be perfectly honest, not the biggest fan of Tamari, so just by that, Hinata advances. And up next, we have our number 25, Conan, versus number 8, Madara Uchiha. And in what is, again, a no brainer, Madara Uchiha advances. This man was built up as the villain of all villains throughout Shippuden. And when he made his appearance, and we heard that voice change from Toby to Madara's voice, and during that great ninja war, he was built up beautifully. Just a great antagonist, and for that, Madara advances. Moving on to our C block, our number 5, Shikamaru, versus our number 28, Kushina. And again, what a drag is such an iconic line that Shikamaru has to advance to our next round. And moving on from there, we have our number 21, Lady Tsunade, versus our number 12, Obito Uchiha. And I really liked Obito's backstory and the depth he got in Shippuden and the whole reveal and all of that, and Tsunade when she was first introduced, and even in the Shippuden series, she had some awesome moments, and I like both of these characters. However, I think I'm going to give this to Obito just because of the backstory and the reveal and everything that went into his character during that final arc. And moving on to our final block of the first bracket, we have our number 13, Rock Lee, versus our number 20, Sasori. I thought Sasori was pretty cool when he was first introduced in Shippuden. However, when you compare him to Rock Lee, and I always point at this, that battle between Rock Lee and Gaara during the exam arc in Naruto, that was just great. That was one of those moments where Naruto cemented itself for me. So for that, I'll take Rock Lee over Sasori. And our final match of the first bracket are number 29, Sai, versus number 4, Sasuke Uchiha. And in what is a no-brainer, Sasuke is one of my favorite characters from Naruto. I loved his story. I think story-wise, he arguably has the most interesting story in all of Naruto. And while I do like Sai, I'm taking Sasuke over Sai any day of the week. And that concludes round one of our first bracket. All right, and now round one of our second bracket, beginning with our number 3 pick, Kakashi Hatake versus number 30, Kurama. Now, Kurama, the Ninetales, turned into a pretty awesome character throughout Shippuden, and I love the dynamic with Naruto. However, compared to Kakashi Sensei, there is no comparison. Kakashi was instantly awesome from when he made his first appearance, and that first test with Team 7 was great, and I love this character progression, his story with Obito, the battle against Zabuza, what his story arc during the Pain Invasion, his presence in the final battle. I love Kakashi, and for that, he's advancing over Kurama in this tournament. Moving on, our number 19, Toby, versus our number 14, Sakura. Gonna be honest, was never a big fan of Sakura, and as Sasuke loves to put it, she did and is annoying, especially during that first season of Naruto. Toby, on the other hand, I love Toby, criminally underrated. Well, not underrated, because I think everyone loves Toby. He is awesome. The comedy from Toby was just really hilarious. I still, to this day, remember like his back and forths with Deidara, and when he confronted that team during the Sasuke Itachi battle, and the lizard jutsu, that the laughs from that can be described. I love Toby, and for that he is advancing over Sakura in what is an upset win. Moving on to our B block, number 11, Pain versus number 22, Shisui Uchiha, and no brainer, Pain. Pain is arguably one of, if not the best villains in all of Naruto. The Pain Invasion may be the best arc in all of Naruto, and for that, he's advancing over Shisui. Number 27, Zabuza versus number 6, Jiraiya Sensei. I really enjoyed Zabuza as the first real antagonist of the series. I thought he was great. That battle against Kakashi with mimicking the water jutsu, I thought that was really awesome. However, compared to Jiraiya Sensei and all of his moments, the awesomeness, the comedy, you can't compare Zabuza and Jiraiya. So for that, I'm taking Jiraiya over Zabuza. On to C block, our number 7 pick, Gaara versus number 26, Kiba. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I was genuinely shocked when I saw Kiba was in the top 32. I was like, whoa, really? I don't get it. I really don't. But no brainer. I'm taking Gaara over Kiba. Gaara had such an awesome story, and the way he was presented in Naruto during the exam arc, and then in Shippuden as the Kage of the village hidden in the sand. I thought that was all done very well. I really like Gaara, so he's advancing. Moving on. At number 23, Hidan versus number 10, Minato Namikaze. Minato is awesome. However, in what is the biggest upset of this tournament, well, for me, I think I'm actually gonna take Hidan over Minato. When I love Minato, but when Hidan and Kakuzu were introduced in Shippuden, they were instantly must watch. I loved everything they did. That battle against Asuma and Shikamaru and those two other guys, so I loved that battle and his confrontation with Shikamaru. I loved his abilities, just everything about Hidan. Just to me was awesome. So for that, I'm taking Hidan over Minato. And that is our biggest upset. Our number 23 beat our number 10. And on to the final block of round one. Number 15, Neji versus number 18, Guy. To be honest, I like both of these guys equally. However, I'm going to take Guy over Neji just for the comedic timing of Guy Sensei. He had some amazing comedy throughout Naruto. And also, when he opened that eighth gate in the battle against Madara and that red dragon, you want to talk about awesome. That was the definition of awesome. What a moment. So, for that, in what is again another upset, our number 18 beat our number 15. Guy advances over Neji. And our final matchup of round one, number 31, Tobirama Senju versus number 2, Itachi Uchiha. I'll give you 1 second. I'll give you some time to guess who wins this. Enough time? All right, perfect. Itachi, obviously. Like, it will never not be Itachi. Arguably one of the best, most well written characters in the entire show. May actually be the most well written character in the entire show. I loved his story, the way he spoke, his character growth, the reveal about his backstory. Absolutely love Itachi, and for that, he's advancing. And that concludes round one. All right, now round two of bracket one. Our first matchup, Naruto versus Orochimaru. I love both of these characters, however, you cannot deny the title character. Naruto, his story, his character growth, the battles he had, and for as much as I like Orochimaru, I love Naruto. He is an amazing character, and for that, he beats Orochimaru and advances to the next round. Up next are number 9 Hinata versus our number 8 Madara. Again, no brainer. Hinata's cool, but you cannot compare her to Madara. Madara was such an iconic villain and so awesome and menacing that he advances. Up next, Shikamaru versus Obito. And while I do love Obito's backstory and thought it had some real emotional weight to it, and that battle with Kakashi and the confrontation with the two of them and Minato, that was a great moment. Shikamaru is especially during the initial Naruto, Shikamaru was just so cool and awesome, and I loved his wit and his comedy and his abilities. And I mentioned the confrontation with Hidan earlier that I think I'm going to be taking Shikamaru over Obito and have Shikamaru advance to the quarterfinals. And the final of the first bracket, Rock Lee versus Sasuke. A rematch, ironically, from the very first Naruto. I love Rock Lee. He had I mentioned this, his battle with Gaara was one of the most iconic moments in all of Naruto or Shippuden. However, I personally feel that that was the peak of Rock Lee. Coming off of that, he had some cool moments here and there, but comparing him to Sasuke and what his story and his moments throughout the series, there is no comparison. So for that, I'm taking Sasuke over Rock Lee to conclude our first half of round two. Right, and now our second half of round two. We begin with our number 3, Kakashi Hatake, versus number 19, Toby. I mentioned I love Toby's comedic timing. However, comparing him to Kakashi Sensei, not happening. It'll be 1,000 years of death before that. Kakashi advances over Toby. Up next, our number 11, Pain, versus our number 6, Jiraiya Sensei. One of the most emotionally impactful battles in all of Naruto. Pain, the six paths of Pain versus Jiraiya Sensei. And much like the anime, I'm taking Pain over Jiraiya. I love Jiraiya Sensei, however, Pain. Such a great villain. The story, the way the Pain invasion was executed, everything about this character was just so awesome that I have to take Pain over Jiraiya. Moving on, our number 7, Gara versus our number 23, Hedon. A lot of people might disagree with this, but in what is the biggest upset of this tournament, I'm taking Hedon over Gara. Hedon as a villain to me was just so awesome and so menacing and cool, and I love Gara. Do not get me wrong, but I just like Hedon more. I don't know how to describe it. It's just that to me, Hedon was more awesome than Gara. And our final matchup, our number 18, Might Guy versus our number 2, Itachi Uchiha. Guy had a great moment with opening the 8th gate. Itachi had from the moment he made his first appearance in that confrontation with Sasuke in the hallway, you knew there was something about Itachi, and then the way his story unraveled, that battle with Naruto in the opening of Shippuden, the showdown against Sasuke, him coming back as a reanimated shinobi. Itachi had so many awesome moments, and so many of them were emotionally powerful that you can't help but have to feel for Itachi. So for that, I'm taking Itachi over Guy to advance into our quarterfinals. Alright, our first quarterfinal match, Naruto versus Madara. I love both of these characters. To me, you've got like a great protagonist and a great antagonist. I love Naruto's journey from when we first saw him to where he was at the end of Shippuden. The story he went on from this like annoying brat to becoming the Hokage was great. Loved following that story and his growth as a character. Madara, a great villain. I loved his introduction and the way he was built and how everything unraveled leading into the Great Ninja War. And I love the stories and the journeys that both of these characters had. However, I'm going to take Naruto over Madara for the simple fact that I felt like they swept the rug from underneath Madara with the whole Kaguya reveal and the Black Zetsu thing. I really didn't like how Madara was done dirty and all of that, so for that, I'm taking Naruto over Madara to advance into our semifinals. Our second quarterfinal match, Shikamaru versus Sasuke. Again, I love both characters. Shikamaru is great. However, Sasuke, his journey, especially during Shippuden, from joining Orochimaru to turning on Orochimaru to forming his team, and then his battle with Itachi, to learning the truth about Itachi, to joining the Akatsuki, to the fight with Killer Bee, to the Kage Summit, to that battle on the bridge against Danzo. Everything that Sasuke did, in my opinion, was captivating. I loved his journey. To me, he had a more compelling journey than Naruto. You could argue that Naruto had the better character development. However, Sasuke had the better journey, in my opinion. And for that, I'm taking Sasuke over Shikamaru to advance to our semifinals. And moving on to our third quarterfinal match, we have Kakashi Hatake versus Pain. And I know I've said this a couple of times already, but I love both of these characters because it's true. Like, I really love both of these characters. Kakashi was a great sensei character. He had so many cool moments and battles and lines. And Pain, such an iconic villain. And the Pain invasion, I've said it and I'll say it again, arguably the best arc in all of Naruto. Like, everything in that arc was brilliant. And for as much as I love both these guys in what might be an upset, I think I'm actually taking Pain over Kakashi. I love the stories of both characters. I love how their stories were played out. I both had great moments, both had a lot of positive. However, I'm taking Pain because It's one thing where you make a compelling hero, but when you make a compelling villain and anti-hero, that's even harder because we're not supposed to root for them or feel any sympathy for them. But Naruto managed to do that with Pain, and when his backstory and everything was explained, I really like that. So for that, I'm taking Pain over Kakashi in an upset as our number 11 beat our number 3. And our final quarterfinal match, our number 23, Hidan, versus our number 2, Itachi, both Akatsuki members. Now, Hidan, unfortunately, will not earn a third upset win. Itachi advances. Again, this is a no-brainer. Itachi was just so cool and awesome and everything about him. And it's one thing where you feel the emotional weight. I mentioned making a compelling villain. You can, when I talked about Pain, you can apply the exact same thing to Itachi. And one of the moments, which is the final farewell between Itachi and Sasuke, that moment genuinely made me tear up. One of the best moments in all of Naruto. And for that, the emotional impact that Itachi had, I'm taking Itachi over Hidan to advance to our semifinals. And here we are, our semifinals. Our first semifinal match. Our number 1, Naruto Uzumaki, versus our number 4, Sasuke Uchiha. The two main characters, the two main stories that we followed. The two characters that carried the Naruto story for, what was it, 15 years in anime form. I love both of these characters. I mentioned this as well. I think Sasuke arguably had a better story. I think Naruto arguably had the better character development. And I love both of these characters. I enjoyed following both of their journeys. Both had excellent fights. Both had great moments. Both had emotionally impactful moments. You could really go back and forth when it comes to Naruto or Sasuke in terms of who you prefer. And their fights against each other were great. Their fights together were great. And I've debated this back and forth. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to go on the simple fact that when I started watching Naruto as a 17-year-old dude, Sasuke was the character that I enjoyed watching more than Naruto. So, just based on how I felt when I first started watching the show 7 years ago, I am going with Sasuke over Naruto. And our second semifinal match, our number 11, Pain, versus our number 2, Itachi. Both great villains turned anti heroes, both great tragic stories. Man, the Pain invasion was such a great arc, and Sasuke's battle with Itachi was one of the most emotionally heavy fights in all of Naruto. I love both Pain and Itachi. Both are great. I cannot emphasize that enough. However, I mentioned tearing up during Itachi and Sasuke's final goodbye, and when everything was revealed about Itachi. And in terms of story, I am going with Itachi over Pain to advance to our finals. I love Pain, but I'm going with Itachi Uchiha. And here we are at the finale of this tournament. Now, before we get into our final fight, we actually have a runoff for third place. Our number 1, Naruto, versus our number 11, Pain. This was a great battle in the anime. I loved watching this play out. In fact, Pain's cycle of hatred speech still lives with me to this day from when I first heard it. The confrontation between these two characters was great. It was so good. I love the story of Naruto, what he went on, and I love the backstory of Pain, where his motivations and everything were revealed. I love both of these characters. However, for third place, I am. I was honestly torn. I feel like I could really go back and forth between Naruto and Pain of who I could give this number three slot to. But as it stands today, I am going with Pain over Naruto. I don't know. I can't give you one defining reason. It honestly just comes down to how I feel. I love both characters, but Pain was just such a great antagonist, and I loved everything about him that I just gotta go with Pain. Like, I don't know else to describe it. And I do love Naruto, but that's just the way the cards fall. And our final match, the Battle of the Brothers, Sasuke versus Itachi. In my opinion, probably the best battle in the entire Naruto series. Like watching this fight play out, the build that led into it, and then the actual fight was magnificent. I loved everything about this. I loved the way the Sasuke's journey leading to this battle, the hatred he had for Itachi, and then when he found out the truth, the backstory of Itachi being revealed, and everything that led into that. So many positives about both characters, and much like Naruto and Pain, I feel like this could really go back and forth either way. However, as it stands today, I am going to pick Itachi Uchiha as the winner, as the winner of this tournament, and I guess by default, my favorite character from the Naruto series. I love Sasuke, but Itachi was just so great, so compelling, so emotionally powerful, so awesome that I have to go with Itachi. And there you go. That is my tournament. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you agree, if you disagreed. Here is the tournament, and well, catch you on the next one. Till then, take care.